Real 92.3, Big Boys Neighborhood. We are on the side now. It is a solo interview. Natalia, your girl here, with the beautiful, the wonderful, the very energetic, which I absolutely like, Jessica Marie. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I want to interrogate you because I have so many questions.
I'm ready.
We have a lot to talk about. Okay. But first, we got to talk about, because coming up, new season 2 on my block, which is literally, that was my show.
Really?
Like, I can't tell you how many people I talked to about this show, and it was like, you need to watch this show. It is this, it is that. But I wouldn't want to say anything because you don't want to ruin it for people. But when On My Block came to you in script form or audition form, whatever it was, what made you say, I really want to be a part of this?
Well, it's so funny because at first I didn't get the script and I didn't even get the audition. And so many of my friends were auditioning. And one of my best girlfriends, Victoria Morales, was auditioning for Jasmine. And she was like, girl, this isn't me. You need to read the script. This is you. And I'm like, what? Okay, I'll read the pilot. I read the pilot and I was like, how do I get on the show? Yes. Like, who do I have to meet? Who do I have to harm? I need to be on the show. And then I called my agent and she was like, oh, yeah. Let's talk about it. And I got the audition. And it was so funny because I was like, you know what? I might change a little bit of these words around. And then I went in on the audition and I completely I improv'd. I did my own thing and they loved it. Thank God. And what really attracted me to her was just, she was so real. And I know that people are like, oh, she's so big. She's so obnoxious or whatever. You know a Jasmine. Everybody knows a Jasmine. And if you don't know a Jasmine, you're the Jasmine.
You are the point person. I feel like she's Jasmine. Unapologetically her.
Absolutely.
And it even though, yes, in the beginning, you're like, oh, who's this girl that's kind of annoying? But in the end, you're like,
what
no,
was that,
Jasmine.
We're going to say annoying? What?
No,
what?
When she was following them, you're like, why is this girl all up? But towards the end, when they're like, where's Jasmine? She's got to pull the cart and just the little things, you're like, but that's who she is. She's so loyal. And again, she's who she is. And I think that's such a beautiful message to show people, be you. That's all you need to do.
And I think another part of her that a lot of people don't see right off the bat because of the energy and the persona she puts up, these are walls. These are definitely she's actually more of a complicated character than I've ever played.
Nice.
Because the class clown in your school is most likely dealing with the most at home. Comedy stems from drama. So she literally is trying to hide so much of herself in order for you not to hurt her first. And that's what really drew me to her too, because I saw through that from the get.
Yes.
At the end of the day, she wants to be accepted. She wants friends. And who can't understand that?
Definitely. So in season 2, are we going to get to see more of that?
You're going to see definitely a lot more of Jasmine.
Yes.
Which I'm super excited and terrified about. I did a Instagram live where I was like, please like Jasmine. Please. You're going to see a lot more of her.
Hashtag like Jasmine.
Please. Hashtag justice for Jasmine. No, you're going to see a lot of her, and you're also going to maybe go home with her a little bit. And see maybe what that's like.
Yeah, because we didn't get to really see a lot of that.
Yeah, exactly. So you get to see more of her, and you're going to see more layers to her, which I'm really excited about.
When did you know that season 2 was going to happen?
Oh my gosh. Not very far off from when everybody knew.
Okay.
It was, I want to say a month after we aired, month or so. And I was on set of a all-girl sketch group that I'm in as well. Betch, no big deal.
Yeah.
Hulu. I'm going to be on another network. I actually can't say it. I was about to oh my gosh, I was about to spill the beans. I can't do that. Anyways, I was on that set and I got a call from Lauren and all of our producers, Eddie and Jeremy, and it was they screamed it to me. They were like, so are you having fun? Do you like being on my block? Because we just got another season. And I screamed. I lost it. We made it a big announcement on set because everybody on the set I was on was obsessed with On My Block. So it just felt so good, because I think when you put so much of yourself in a role or on a show, because we all, blood, sweat, and tears into the show. And we became such a family. And to know that it got received so well was just, it's the icing on the cake,
I think for someone who, I grew up in the Valley, North Hollywood, born and raised right here.
Hope.
And when I watched the show, I was like, that's my neighborhood. These are the people that I grew up with. And what I love to see as, for me growing up, there wasn't a lot of Latinas on TV. And for me to be wait, Latina, Afro. Oh my God, this is amazing. All the characters, but it's not the stereotypical characters. Was is that something that's important to you to have that representation?
Oh my God, more than anything. I grew up, acting was something that I wanted to do from birth. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I was born, like, reciting a sonnet, you know, like, that's just me, like, all day, every day, dramatic.
Yeah.
And when I told my mom I wanted to be an actress, she was like, well, then you got to be the best. And she would have me watch, like, I remember I watched Ben-Hur and Gone with the Wind in one day.
Wow.
Like, she was no joke.
Yeah.
And I got to look up to all these actresses, but none of them looked like me. So, I mean, it wasn't until I was like 12 that I started getting scripts offline and writing myself in the movies.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. So when this script came about, like, that was life-changing for me, because being Latin was never what got me the role. I would always look for that bio to say all ethnicities, because then I was like, okay, maybe they're going to see me now.
Yes.
You know, we're very far and few between when we get to see parts like this.
Is it, I mean, we know, like, we hear it in the news a lot, representation, and let's have more inclusive, and, you know, let's make sure that women are getting roles as well. And not only just roles, but like production parts and like, you know, writers behind the scenes. But like, is it hard behind the scenes? Because I'm not in that world, so I don't know how hard it is as a Latina to get the roles, or do you get shot down sometimes for even auditions just because you're Latina?
Well, I think it's like this. We have a part, we got a cast with like 5 people. Well, we got to have this guy, we got to have our main guy, we have our main girl, and they're mostly white. And then they need a brown or a black friend. And that's kind of where it is. So it's like, oh, I have a black friend, maybe I don't need a brown one. It's like that.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like that dice that's rolled. So where that ends is in the writer's room. Because no one other than a Latina is going to write for me.
Yeah.
No one's going to think like, oh, I need to write for this girl. So that's why, like, I've taken upon myself to do that. Like, I'm writing I'm writing a show for myself right now.
I love it.
Like, I'm not waiting around. Like, I got to be a boss. I got to do it now.
Yes.
So that's what's important, is we need more kids that like want to grow up and be writers, who want to be producers, who want to be directors. Like, that's what we need right now.
And I think we don't see that. I think there's because I work with young girls, and they don't know that those jobs are out there. They only see and there's nothing wrong with being a Kylie Jenner if you like want to start your own business, or there's nothing wrong, you know, but they don't get to see that, no, there is so many other jobs that you can have as well. Who did you look up to when you were growing up?
Oh man. Well, as far as Latino? Yeah. John Leguizamo was probably the first one that hit me like a ton of bricks. I saw Freak on HBO, and I was like, wait, who is this guy? Who is this guy who's finally speaking my language, who understands what a chocolate is, and that you're going to get hit with one? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was the first time I was like,
that's my life.
Man, yeah. So I was like, okay, so maybe I can do this. Yeah. And then, like, I saw Selena, and, you know, I saw Queen J-Lo. It was just... It was just hard to find someone who looked like me like this, though. Yeah. You know, it's like you have the, like, being a minority, which is huge, and then not being a size 2 minority. Yeah. So, like, that's another thing another struggle that I'm seeing as far as writing is concerned. Because it's like, okay, it's hard to get in work as a Latina, but if you're, like, a hot Latina, you're probably going to see more work than maybe me. Yeah. So, it's tough. It's tough. And again, that's why it's so important to be in the creative and to know that. And that's why I preach that so much, because I want, you know, girls and boys to grow up and be like, oh, no, I can write my own story. And my story is, like, important.
And there's so many stories to tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like... I'm so excited to think about what this next generation is going to bring as far as entertainment. Like, we have so many stories we haven't seen.
Definitely. Have you had any experiences, maybe like bumping into someone that you were looking up to, like now it being in the industry, and this is like your peer almost?
Man, well,
I mean, like John Leguizamo's special was on Netflix. You're on Netflix. You guys are like family.
We were okay. So Netflix organized a Hispanic Heritage Month event where we were all, and I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to meet Rita Morena. I'm going to meet John Leguizamo, and they were busy.
No.
They were busy, but I did get to meet like Dasha. It was an incredible experience. But I think the number one person who I looked up to so much that I got to meet was Viola Davis.
Nice.
Yeah, working on How to Get Away with Murder was such a blessing and such a learning experience for me, and just being in her presence, because like as a Latino, I grew up watching African American shows. Like Girlfriends was my shit. Like Half and Half, Sister, that was my jam. So I grew up looking up to these women. So being able to be in a room with them was just like, oh my God, Viola, like her energy, she walks in and you're just like And then she's so gracious.
Yeah.
Like, I can't talk enough about
one
her.
time on a walk.
You did?
She was walking her daughter, and I was like, morning. And then she walked past, and I was like, that was Viola Davis.
It was the first time I've ever, and the first time and only time, I swear I don't do this, where I saw Genesis, who is her daughter, on set, and I was like, she's in the age demo. Do you watch Liv and Maddie? Do you watch Liv and Maddie? So I was like walking up and being like,
Did she? Yes,
she recognized me. Thank God. I was like, if I get her, that's in. I'm an in.
I'm getting invited to Thanksgiving.
I'm going to brunch this week. Yeah. No, she was great. No, it was so funny.
All right, so back to season 2 of On My Block. What are we going to expect this season? What can we expect?
Oh my God, all the drama, all the love. There's so much that goes on this season that I'm excited. I'm nervous. I think that this is such a different season than last season.
Okay.
Even visually.
Okay.
It is so cinematic. Like, I feel like there's such a, a maturity that you see even in the filmmaking.
I know there's some things you can't say.
I can't say anything.
I know.
Oh my God. Like Netflix gave me 2 words, like fun, yay. Like, that was it. Like,
fun yay is better than like what I'm having in mind, because literally even our camera guy Daniel, who's behind the scenes right now, we were talking about it when it all happened, and I got him on the show. Yeah. And so when he finally saw that final episode, he came up to me. He's like, how you gonna do this to me? And I was like,
people are mad.
No, people are like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't want any spoilers.
Oh, I
really don't.
Any. I won't give you any. Other than I'm there.
Okay.
You see me.
Well, we know it didn't happen to you at the end. We can't even say it, but
I don't know.
But I'm really excited for the next season. I'm excited to see what comes about. Is there anything that you can spill that maybe to look forward to, or something that maybe you're really excited about?
Well, I can tell you that we're coming back in March.
Okay.
Big deal, because we have been so hush-hush about that, and so much speculation of like, oh, it's coming out in February, it's coming out in March, it's coming out in April. It's definitely coming out in March. Okay. I don't know if I can spill anything. It gets crazy. Like, I think like if I say anything, it will take away from just how special I think this season is. Okay. But
who are you closest to on set?
Oh man, that's so tough. We kind of have like, it's really cute because like we're all a group, but then we all have such special relationships as duos. Yeah. Because when they come, because Sierra, Jason, who else is from not here? Brett's not from, like, so many people are not from from the state. So even in season 1, when they all lived together, like, that was amazing. Yeah. You know? So we all grew together. We were always hanging out. I can't say like anybody without going no, but somebody else. Like Sierra and I, like, we're the girls. Yeah. So we have a very different, like, a bond where we kind of just have to be like, girl, let's talk about these boys. You know?
It seems like it would be a really fun set, or at least like, because again, we don't want to spoil anything for season 2, but at least season 1, getting to see the adventures and what happened like between them and the relationships that built. It seemed like it was, you believed those relationships. I believe these people exist. Like, they are really there. It's not this story that I'm watching that was written. I like believe these people exist. So,
and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that our producers and our showrunner Lauren specifically are so open to hearing our experiences and knowing that these are lives that exist and they need to be respected. And we have a lot on our shoulders in order to, you know, hold our community in a light that we want them to be seen in, because we've seen so much of it where we don't. Yeah. And that's a tribute to, you know, Netflix and Lauren and Eddie and Jeremy. But I can't spoil
it's okay. It's okay. It's March. Have you had what has been the most impactful feedback that you've gotten from a fan?
Oh, just that they've been able to see themselves on TV. Like, it's overwhelming, because I just remember being a kid and like not really knowing 100% that this was something that was a possibility for me, you know? And even as a child in general with these dreams, you're told over and over again that that's not going to happen. And then when you don't look the way that all the girls look, like to have someone say to me, like, I have more confidence in who I am, or I even appreciate and love my culture more because I'm seeing represented in a positive light. Yeah. Like, you can't, like, that's priceless.
That's beautiful. I'm sure that you had a lot of struggles getting into the business, as anyone does, you know, like, oh, you have to learn about rejection and you're going on these constant auditions. But now that you're in the business, you've had some amazing roles. What new struggles are you seeing?
Probably showing people that I can do drama.
Okay.
Which is what I love more than anything. It's so funny because, again, comedy stems from drama. So that's why you can see actors like Robin Williams and see them take on these roles that are so opposite of what you expected, but that's in them, you know? So I can't wait to just, you know, cut this heart open and in front of everyone. And I think getting the auditions to be like, hey, I'm not just Jasmine, I'm not just Willow on Disney. That's a struggle.
Yeah. Getting put in that box.
Yeah. And I think that again, like, I'm going to write myself out of that. Like, those kind of struggles don't hit me as much as they probably would have a few years ago trying to be in this business. Because I don't feel like I need to prove to anyone that I can do this. It's just the longevity of it, because that's the hardest part.
Yeah. And you had a big life moment happen last year.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I had a similar one. We have something in common. You got married in November, right?
Oh my God, October.
I got married in October.
What day?
Because I saw like some of the photos and I was like, oh, she got married in November. Like, I got married in October. So close.
Oh, that's so funny.
October 6th.
Oh, I was 27. So it was practically November.
We're the same. We're birthday. We're marriage twins. God. But how is marriage life?
It's so amazing. It's so funny. I owe him a call right after this too, because I was so nervous I was going to be late for this. Oh no. He's sitting there. He's like putting on my socks and my shoes while I'm putting my lipstick on. Like, he's like, what else do you need? Do you need your coffee? Do you want me to put it on a thing? Like, he's just unreal. And it's been great. We've been together for so long. Like, we're on a decade. So
that's
it's like
amazing.
It's just, it feels right. If you know, he's my best friend. And
how hard was it to find someone who was going to be supportive and not as a man insecure of your career and your success?
I think that has a lot to do with the fact that, like, he grew with me. You know, we both had nothing when we met. I mean, I had friends who were like, girl, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a car, why are you talking to him? And I'm like, because he's the most amazing human I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah. And I'm like, you have not had the opportunity to meet incredible men because you have these like bizarre like things that they need to have at the ready. Yeah. Like, you don't have anything, but you expect this from, like, what? For sure. Yeah. So when I met him, he just, like, you know, he treated me like an equal. Like, he's such a good man that I would never have let that go. Like, just the way that he speaks about women in general. Like, he doesn't work because he's a set dresser. Oh, okay. So he works on sets too. And like, the things that I hear from people that he works with, women specifically, that are just like, girl, how did you find this man? Aww. Like, he's just the most amazing. Like, he knows how to treat people. Yeah. And I think that's so important. Like, compassion, humor.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you have him watch On My Block by himself? Did you guys watch it together? Did you like do a binge
last
thing?
episode, I think he cried more than at my wedding. Like, he was.
He's like, really?
He was like, you call them right now. I need to know they're alive in real life. Like, he was upset. He was upset.
That's what the show does, though. Yeah. I mean, that's beautiful. So, does he know what's going to happen in season 2?
Oh yeah, he knows everything. He knows everything. Because I had to like read the scripts with him.
That's
like,
true.
you know.
That's true.
But like,
does he have to sign some kind of like NDA too? It's like Netflix, like, yo,
I probably wasn't supposed to do that. I didn't do that. Netflix, he has got no idea. No, but he was super excited. I mean, he's also like, my friends know nothing. Like, okay. I have my really good friends, like my crew, don't know anything because they don't want to know.
Yeah.
No. Like, I would come home from set and they're like, I don't want to know. Was it fun? How'd it go? Who was there? No, I don't want to know. Like, it's very much like that. They're excited though.
That's amazing. So, marriage life, what's next? Like, I know that because I always get the question of, okay, so when are the babies coming? Do you guys see yourself having kids?
Oh yeah. I want a hockey team.
Yes.
Which I probably like, oh God, should have started like so many years ago. But we're just playing it by ear. Yeah. But I want to be a boss, so I have to kind of figure out. Yeah. But that was another thing that I loved about being on How to Get Away with Murder, is like, I had Viola Davis, who has an 8-year-old, excuse me. And then I had Carla, who had like a 9-month-old, who was literally pumping while we're shooting a scene. Yes. Like, I was like, you are such a badass. Like, I can't handle that. So I was able to kind of see a different, a different level of being an actor and having, to balance motherhood on top of that. Yeah. So it kind of inspired me. And also I was like, oh man, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm ready for it, I think. Are you?
You know what? Sometimes I've been saying this lately. I was like, I wish I had 2 more years because at least for my age, I feel like they put this scary clock on you and you're just like,
and you're Latina too, so girl, you should have started 10 years ago.
I know.
Like our eggs are dried up by now. We're worthless.
That's what they always say. You're gonna waste it. I know.
My mom every day. So when am I gonna be a grandmother? When am I gonna be a grandmother?
Would you be the first to have?
Yes, I'm an only child.
Oh, okay. So you're making them. See, at least I had my sister. She just had 2, so I at least got like a little bit of.
I got no buffer. I got no buffer. I got a dog. And I'm like, but the dog is so cute. My kid will be as furry, so it makes sense.
Were any of your castmates at the wedding?
They were all there.
They were all there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. And it was so great, too, because, like, we were filming. Like, we were filming.
Oh, it was filming season 2, though.
Yeah. Like, everybody flew. Like, if they weren't on set, they flew in. Like,
that must have been hard to balance. Even that, I know it's hard to balance, like, a kid and whatever, but planning a wedding and doing that.
Girl, you know.
I didn't. A little bit. But you guys do really crazy hours, I'm sure.
Oh, and I like planned it myself. I didn't have a planner.
Oh, good.
Like I did everything. Like I'm surprised there's hair on my head, like, or that anyone's friends with me. Like it was.
Do you miss the planning?
It's not that I missed the planning. I think I just missed the day.
Yeah.
Like it was such an incredible day. Aww. And I just wish it could have been like 12 hours longer.
Well, now you got to do like the every year. Just have like
because
a big
like
party.
I need more celebrations of me. You know, it's
it's a lot of celebrations.
My 15 is over. Like I'm not in an age to celebrate anything, and then I got married. Like what? Yeah. I need an Oscar like now, just so I can have like a celebration. At least.
There it is. All right, I want to know more about you. What's on your playlist? What do you listen to?
Ooh, that's a good question. Right now, it's like Lizzo 24/7.
Okay.
Like I'm obsessed with Lizzo, like to the point where I'm like sliding in her DMs, like please be my friend. So she's not responded.
No.
I don't know why. I'm verified. But Lizzo's a big one for me right now. Jessie Reyez is another one.
I love her so much.
All day, every day. Like if she doesn't have a song that just like makes me feel like whatever I'm going through right now.
Yes.
Love Jessie Reyez. Love Travis Scott. I'm going to do one of those.
Okay.
Who else am I listening to? Those are really the ones that are circulating.
Okay.
Probably the most.
No Cardi B.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. Cardi is just like, I don't even think people need to like list her as you're listening because everybody's listening to Cardi B.
That's true.
Like your grandma, everyone.
And see, there's
your
another
abuela
one.
was listening to Cardi B.
She had a baby and she's doing it and she's doing it big and she's not letting anything slow her down.
But aren't you like a little mad that you're not her baby?
Like
I look at these Kardashian kids that are already more attractive than I've ever been.
Oh my God, they're so cute. I know.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Like I want to come back as like a child.
A celebrity child.
Hell yeah.
But like the crazy celebrities like, oh, I have little Gucci pacifier. For sure. Yeah.
I want a Gucci pacifier now. I will find a way to use it.
Wouldn't you? When you finally have kids, do you think that you will raise them similar to your upbringing, or will you be like, no, we're gonna boss out on this? Like,
I think it's gonna be a little bit of both, because like that's the thing is like we were like middle class single mom, but like I had everything. Like my mom,
they made it happen.
I don't know how, because like at my age she already had me. Like I was going to private school on her salary. Like I can't even imagine like how she did that. So I want my kids to want for nothing, but they also need to know like how much a dollar really costs and what it's like to do that. Like if they want to be in this business, they're gonna have to be able to drive themselves to the audition.
Would you like your kids to be in the business?
Hell no.
How come?
No. Because to be an actor to me is an illness. Because there's no reason that you should want to do this, especially professionally, because there's no guarantees. You can have as much education as a doctor, like that many years of going to classes, and still not have that kind of a guarantee of a job. Like I always tell kids that I mean, if you would do this for nothing, then you should be an actor. Okay. Because if it's not because you wake up and you want to do this and only this, then you shouldn't do it. If you want to be famous, find a way to do a reality show and get it that way. But don't call yourself an actor, because I don't have time. Yeah. Like
I think we see that a lot too. A lot of people that quick, let me get famous.
Which is fine. Like some people are really good at it. I love reality shows. I live for a reality show.
Like which one?
Oh, Real Housewives of Anywhere.
Okay.
Of Anywhere. Love and Hip Hop of Anywhere.
Yes.
Like I need them. Like Teen Mom, I've watched Teen Mom since they were babies.
Actually teens.
Yeah. Like I grew up with them. Like I care about their children. Like If you have a kid or if you're like a mom somewhere, I'm watching your show.
Yes. There's a new one on Netflix. Is it Yummy Mommies or something?
I haven't started that.
Neither have I, but I saw the trailer and I was like,
are they British?
I think so.
I think they're British.
Yeah. But I remember being like, if I start watching this, I'm going to get addicted for sure.
But I love that. Oh my God. How have I not brought up Love After Lockup?
I've never.
Girl, I'm about to change your life. Love After Lockup. It's on WeTV.
Okay.
It's not even in HD. It's hilarious. You're going to get this like small little screen. It is about people that like get married after one of them is getting out of jail.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, there's one guy who's married, got married in jail, but he's like engaged to another girl who's a virgin, but he's just took it away from her like the day after he got out of jail, but he has a baby with a wife. They don't know about each other.
I can't with people, like I find it so interesting when people like for like legit fall in love with someone who's already like locked up and it's like that's all they
it's because you know where they are. You never worry about where they are, who they're talking to, and then they get out and you're like, wait, why am I not your world anymore?
Yes.
Oh, because you have one now. It's insane. Like the psychosis of it is my favorite. It's bad, but I love it.
So Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup. And Bridezilla's.
Okay. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Girl, we can talk about reality shows all day.
Dating Around. Have you started that one?
No, what's that?
That's
Dating
on
Around.
Netflix. Just started it last night. And
my own boss doesn't email me when a good reality show is like on their network. What?
Each episode is one person goes on 5 blind dates. And the way they cut it up and edit it is that you're not watching like full date and then the full date. They in between, you're watching all of them at the same time. So a lot of the times when the guy's like explaining what they do, it's like a quick cut and then you hear what the other guy does. So it's done really well. And then they're only allowed, whatever, to go on a second date. So they kind of make it a mystery at the very end. Like the next day they go on day 2 and you're like, who did she pick? And it's great. It's really good.
That's like Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yeah, but it's like, but they don't do like the whole like Bachelor, like, and now you only have 1 rose left. It's not like that. It's like a legit, real first blind date. Everyone's like in New York. Yeah. They go to a bar. They kind of get a little drunk. It's awesome. Dating Around. There's Netflix. Only like 6 episodes or something like that too. I know.
That's not okay. Really I need seasons.
I got
one of my friends addicted to Vanderpump Rules, and she's like on season 4, and she's like, "Well, what happens to Kristen? She's my favorite." I'm like, she won't be. Keep watching.
My sister, just before she had her second, was like, "We need to do one more thing before I give birth. You're taking me to one of her restaurants, like the pump restaurants." And so we did like a whole date at the restaurant.
Yes, we just did that too. We hit up Tom Tom and then we got like the back way through Sir. I was like, oh my God. And Tom Sandoval was bartending. Oh my God, I geeked out. It was so funny. I was like, Tom, meet me a taquito or something.
My sister was freaking out. I was like, okay, this is fun. It was really funny. That was her last one thing she wanted to do before she was like...
It was her push present.
Yeah, it was. From me that it was. All right, what's next? What's coming up? I know we've got On My Block coming up season 2, but what is for you next?
My biggest thing is I am writing.
Okay.
I am like ready to write and develop my own show specifically. So that's what I'm really working on right now, and just like meeting with producers and like just figuring out depending on how long On My Block goes, because that's definitely my first priority. I know. I hope it goes like 8 million years. But that's my next step, is to just, see myself in a light of, I want to be a producer. I want my own production company. I want to direct. I want to do everything.
Is it easy? Do you find that it is easier maybe now to get stuff made because of so many different outlets there are? I mean, like back in the day, it was like 4 channels, and now it's like so many.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And now it is the golden age of television because of that very reason. Like it is time to, like, everyone makes shows on their phones, and I think that that's also going to help a new generation of filmmakers.
What about bucket list jobs or like roles or things that you want to accomplish?
I would really like to probably maybe remake Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Oh, and play Martha. Take on those Elizabeth Taylor shoes that are pretty big, but things like that. Like I kind of want to bring back some older films and kind of maybe change who's cast in them. Maybe switch up some races, because there's roles that I would be really hard for me to play. Like I would love to play Scarlett O'Hara, and I mean, it's hard to see someone as like a Southern belle in that era, So
Scarlett with the hoops,
and still like that curtain dress. But things like that. Like I kind of want to bring back that old old school idea of acting and the process and the craft of it.
Is there someone that you really would love to work with?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I think it would be more directors.
Okay.
I would love to work with like Peter Jackson or Martin Scorsese or like, you know, like someone that's maybe hasn't kind of dipped into a world that's more familiar to us.
Definitely.
Or maybe see, you know, as far as Peter Jackson, like you could see some brown people in Middle Earth or like, you know, Guillermo del Toro. That would be a dream come true on so many levels.
Yeah.
Because I think doing horror would be something so fun to do.
You got to.
I would love to be a scream queen.
Get it. Well, thank you so much for sitting down. I'm so excited. I know we couldn't get like too much into season 2 just because of the spoilers.
I know. I wish I could. Like I would spill all the tea for you. Like I would.
No,
but
I don't want
like
it
my
though.
bag,
I'm a legit fan. Like I don't want to look for the spoilers online. I don't want to read the threads. I don't want to read the theories. I just want to like enjoy it. I'm telling you, fan first, because I can't tell you how many people I've been like, you please watch this show. It is so good. You. But it also was I know that there was a big, it was either like the most binge show of 2018,
and
right?
Googled,
And Googled show. I mean, it's got so much heart. It's real, but it's funny and sweet, and you just fall in love with every single character. And I was looking at some of them too, like, ooh,
I know they're cute, right?
I have a husband, I swear.
I know, and they're good boys too. That's the thing.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for you guys. Season 2, I can't wait, and I'm so happy I got to meet you.
Me too. You're the best. Let's go hang out.
Yeah,
you can come too.
All right, we'll check you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.